Our next play is called The Late Dr. Eckstein, a one-act play by Daniel Coshnear. Daniel sent Jane a copy of his bio via an email, and I'm going to read that to you. And this is the email that was sent to Jane earlier. Daniel Coshnear lives in Guerneville with his wife Susan and children, Cersei and Daedalus. He works at a group home in Santa Rosa and teaches writing in a variety of settings, including a group home in Cotati, Berkeley's University Extension, and at the sitting room in Cotati. He is author of Jobs and Other Preoccupations, Helicon 9, 2001, publisher, and Occupy and Other Love Stories, Kelly's Cove Press, 2012. Now, Daniel is a little modest in that bio, and I'm going to add to it from other information that I gleaned from the internet. Daniel's book, Jobs and Other Preoccupations, was awarded the Willa Cather Prize in Fiction. And in 2003, Daniel was awarded the Bay Area Book Reviewers Award, and in 2005, the Christopher Isherwood Foundation Fellowship. Critic, reviewer, author Rose Ellen Brown has stated the following about him. Daniel Coshnear writes about a dozen kinds of desperation and a few kinds of peace with mordant wit and the kind of emotional exactitude that clear a reader's vision the way a sharp new flavor clears and challenges the palate. He is a thrilling discovery. Daniel, would you please stand so that we can acknowledge you? Thank you very much. The part of Dr. Eckstein will be read by Peter Andrews. The role of Rosie will be read by Angie Orr. The role of Sylvia will be read by Christmas Leubrie. And the role of Biff, or Mr. Beef, as he is also known in the play, will be read by no one because it is a non-speaking role and he is dead, as you will probably know. The play opens with Dr. Eckstein sitting at a large desk and he has a telephone pressed to his ear. He is also opening his mail. Each piece of mail causes him visible pain and anxiety, but he continues to speak on the phone in a professional, slightly disengaged manner. Curtain.
No, ma'am. If the loved one would like to receive our services, he or she must be already dead. Yes, legally dead, but biologically sustainable. If you'd like, I'll send a brochure and a contract. Meanwhile, you talk it over with the loved one. That's correct. Deep freeze, ma'am. Did you call the insurance?
I told you yesterday. No service and no more.
What about fire and flood? What did they say?
If you like, make a call. Then please hang up and try again.
And the bank?
They said the same.
And what about PG&E?
They said, have a nice day.
Jesus, Rosie. What if they cut off our electricity?
Know what I think?
You think you're going to fire up the generator right now.
I think I quit, Dr. Eckstein.
Rosie!
You haven't paid me.
Don't be silly. Who told you that?
No one told me. I saw it myself. You can't pay the bills.
I'm late. That's all. I'm late.
Besides, a man called, and he said his name is Mr. Tony.
I don't know any Tonys.
Mr. Tony, the investment manager. He said you and him was speculating about fast horses.
Oh, shit. That was Stockton 15 years ago. How did he...
He told you not to worry. He'll send beef around soon.
Beef?
Yeah. Yeah, beef. B-I-F-F, beef.
Oh, shit. Holy shit. You can't quit on me now, Rosie. Take the long view. Things will turn around. Believe me.
You know how you always say, I can see the future? You say, I can see medical science bring loved ones back good as ever?
Yes, of course. With the advances of vitrification and the promise of nanotechnology, it's a new world.
I can see the future. You're going to jail. Or maybe you get killed first,
There's someone on the steps out there. Maybe it's your Mr. Beef.
And by the way, I know you are not a doctor.
Of course I'm a
Your
doctor.
ex-wife called. She said you're a lawyer, a judge, a pilot, a plumber, dentist, and dog whisperer, but never a doctor.
She called here? One of her jokes. Talk about a great sense of humor. Sometimes I miss her.
You're going to be happy there. She's come all the way from New York, especially to see you.
I think I should be honest with you, Rosie.
Don't bother, it's too late.
I've made some bad choices. I haven't always stuck around to see what would come of them.
Just comprendo.
I have a big problem.
Tiene muchos problemas grandes, as my abuelo used to say.
What?
You better think about loved one number 4.
Ah, yes, of course. Loved one number 4. And what about the neuropreservations?
I put the frozen brains in a shopping bag and gave them to my cousin Hernandez.
The butcher?
The butcher pays his bills and his freezer is still cold. Jeez. You know, loved one number 4 is like 200-pound popsicle. I can't lift him. Where do I put him anyway? He's your problem, Mr. Dr. Eckstein. Oh, my God, Mr. Thief. Tell me he's not dead.
Depends what you mean by dead, especially when you just struck somebody with a candlestick, Rosie.
Well,
He'll come around.
when?
It could be within the decade. Even now, with the latest cryoprotectants, we can freeze tissue without significant cell damage.
I'm not one of your clients, Dr. Eckstein. Just tell me what we need to do.
Yeah. Ordinarily, I drain the water out of him and inject him with dimethyl sulfoxide. I don't think there's time. Help me drag him into the lab.
I am not a killer.
Of course not, though legally speaking, you may be in uncharted territory.
I want people to live, not die. That's why I smacked the head of this poor beef. I thought he'd kill you.
No doubt you saved my life, Rosie. Not a great life, not a long life, I expect, but nonetheless, I'm grateful. I owe you.
You don't have anything for me. God, what a mess. Late charge. Late charge. Termination of service. Some things never change.
Sylvia!
You weren't so easy to find this time, Roger. Or is it Leo now?
Beautiful as ever.
You don't have a nickel to your name. I mean names.
Sylvia.
My lawyer said if I was ever in the same room with you, I should call the cops. Tell me, does the phone still work?
Sylvia, wait. I'm in the red right now, for sure. In a rough patch.
And I guess that's why the alimony's late?
Yes, that's why the alimony's late.
10 years late, Roger. I don't know to call that a patch.
No, it's taken me a while to find myself.
You've been looking for you too?
I've got a business now, completely legit. It's on the cutting edge of medical science.
I should be proud of you.
I wasn't going to say that. I have no right or reason to...
Believe it or not, at various times, briefly, I've been somewhat proud of you. You've had plenty of ideas. Always kind of on the cutting edge, or, you know, near it.
Kind of you to say so?
Remember the camera with a phone in it? And what about those miniature plastic records?
They're called CDs.
Of course, now they are, but what about, what about those little mint-flavored disposable flossing tools?
All good ideas, Sylvia, if I may say so, but in each case, I was just a little bit behind the curve.
But, you know, you believed. You've always had the incredible ability to believe your own bullshit. Well, not me. Not again, Roger.
I believe people can change, Sylvie. I do.
Of course you do.
And I believe in mercy. And I believe in forgiveness. If God believes in those things, then I guess I believe in him or her too. You know, Sylvie, we don't all get a second chance. But now we can, if only...
I need help, Dr. Eckstein. There's no way I can lift beef into the freezer myself.
This is what I do. Say you have a loved one who recently passed on. Well, he or she can be preserved until some future date when the best doctors and the best equipment can be...
Tell me, what about this gun, Dr. Eckstein? I don't want to touch it.
Seems like you've got a new M.O., Dr. Eckstein. I have to say, you never fail to surprise me. And I didn't think you had the stomach for this kind of thing, Roger.
Sylvie, you really misunderstood them.
No more lies. It's really insulting. I want a piece of the action.
Sure. Whatever you say, you can be a stockholder. You can own 50%.
No, you don't. I want cash, money, now. Or I pick up that phone.
Who's this?
You could say I'm an old friend of Roger's.
Roger who?
This is...
Roger!
She's like Biff. She's interested in my investments.
What are you doing with that candlestick?
Yes, Mio!
Oh, my God!
Dib, she's your wife?
She was.
You still care for her?
Believe it or not, there was a time. You really should get out of here. Look, take some money. I said I owed you.
I didn't think you would.
I've always been late for buses and trains and planes, late for carpools, late on my homework, late on my bills, you know? Late for dinner, late with thank you notes and Christmas cards and clever remarks and apologies. Late to hold the door, to pull out the chair, to offer the hand. I was a late bloomer, and I was the last one to know it. My dear mother carried me for 10.5 months. Before she died, she said,
You'll be late for your own funeral.
how did you know? But I do, well, I do try sometimes to keep my promises.
You're up to your neck in shit, Dr. Eckstein.
Can I ask one last favor of you?
Which is?
Take this candlestick.
Are you loco?
You know, in 10, 20, maybe 30 years, these problems of mine won't seem so bad.
Pardon me, much as I like you, Dr. Eckstein, I'm not going to kill you. But
Yes?
if you were to die for a while,
Then you might look in my desk. You might find a life insurance policy,
if you say so,
and you might call the power company. Set up a plan with it, you know?
yeah, I see.
And maybe you could...
Come back in 5 minutes?
5 minutes will be plenty.
Sylvia?
I can't say we got on too well together. Honestly, Rosie, did you like her?
I just met her, but I thought I should shoot her.
These are different circumstances.
Yeah?
Everything will be different
The
the next time around.